EPA WA meteorologist Bobby Martich here with your outlook for February 7th, 2022. It is Monday, back to work, and we have a little bit of icy conditions here this morning that we're going to be dealing with. I'll get into that here in this video. First and foremost, the daily forecast video is sponsored by Kinsley's Family Market in Broadheadsville, Monroe County, Pennsylvania. Kinsley's is the world's largest ShopRite, and the ShopRite logo means they're all about food, they're all about savings, and they're all about you. The Super Bowl and Valentine's Day are both coming up this week, and Kinsley ShopRite has all of your party wings and food necessities for the Rams-Bengals Super Bowl matchup on Sunday, February 13th, and roses for Valentine's Day the very next day. They also handle 16 local wineries, have a great beer selection, and their own in-house smoked meats department, pharmacy, and the largest shop-from-home department in the entire area. They are Kinsley's ShopRite, located at 107 Kinsley's Drive in Broadheadsville, Monroe County, Pennsylvania. Proud sponsors of the Monday forecast video. Okay, so this morning we have a little bit of icing that was one of those things that kind of crept up on a few people. We did send alerts for this last night, kind of a last-minute thing, but the models were not very good at handling this. And what this is basically is a combination of things. You have a high pressure off to the east here, you got a little bit of a return flow coming around the high like this. At the same time, you have an area low pressure moving through Great Lakes. There's a cold front attached through this, and kind of like a prefrontal trough axis out ahead of this that's getting a little bit of moisture advection ahead of our coastal low that's going to be coming up overnight tonight. Okay, so there's a lot of mess there, but there's a little bit of precipitation that's moving out in front of it in far eastern areas is what's giving us the opportunity for some icing this morning. So let's get over to the NAM high-res future simulated radar. I'm going to start this off at 6 a.m. The icing is part of freezing drizzle. There's a lot of moisture that's below the about 6,000 feet and lower. There is a lot of moisture advection in that from the surface all the way up to that level. So that is a recipe for freezing drizzle. Maybe some spotty light snowflakes or sleet further north. But this actually started overnight last night in our far southern areas across southern Delaware. You should now be rain early this morning here along the coastal regions and parts of the southern two-thirds of Delaware. As I move this forward, you're going to see this area of precipitation move northward, and this is going to go through the course of the morning, and this is, in fact, light freezing drizzle. Okay, you might have some spotty snow or sleet on the northernmost fringe of that as this moves northward. This is mostly a freezing drizzle deal. Okay, so any amount of ice is bad, no matter if you have a quarter inch of ice or a couple hundredths of an inch. And in this case, we're dealing with maybe a trace amounts or a couple hundredths of an inch. The good thing is, at Mount Holly, the National Weather Service Forecast Office at Mount Holly mentioned this in their area forecast discussion, that a lot of the roads are already pre-treated almost from the leftover effects from the system we just had a couple days ago. We had rain and then going over to freezing rain at the tail end, so they ended up treating the roadway. So a lot of those roads have a lot of residual salt on there, so it's going to be a little tougher to get it on the roadways, but it does not eliminate that possibility. This will be mainly in elevated surfaces, accrual of ice, okay? So it's not going to be much. Again, it's going to be a trace to maybe a couple hundredths of an inch worth of ice, but there you can see the areas that are going to be most affected by this particular event, and that's going to be generally in these areas right here. These are going to be your areas that are mostly affected by that light icing, okay? Right in that circle, okay? This is going to actually last just for the early morning hours further south, but this might go into noon or maybe just after noon further north, okay? So it's going to take a little bit until those temperatures sufficiently rise above 32 degrees. You can see our temperatures today, 36 to 40, but those areas that are going to get to 36 might be very late in the day, so you might have that freezing rain or light freezing rain or drizzle hanging on through much of the morning here for areas further north, as shown here by the NAM. Now, the NAM is very aggressive with this, probably the most aggressive with any model, but when it comes to icing, we try to err on the side of caution and go with the most aggressive model as far as placement of that. So we did send alerts to all those areas that I circled, and a little bit further southeast also for what occurred overnight already. And then the coastal low itself is going to move up and bring primarily just rain here. And we might get far southeastern PA and involved in this too. But this is mainly a New Jersey and Delaware deal outside of far northwestern New Jersey for the second round. Okay, so this is going to be with a coastal low. As this moves up the coast, you can see that here. There's that little coastal low. And there's where the precipitation gets for the second one. Doesn't look like there's a wintry component to that. That will go up and affect New England eventually, northern New England, and they'll have some snow out of that on the northwest fringe and rain near Boston. Okay, so that's that system. As we move this forward beyond that, we're going to turn mostly sunny here on Tuesday and Wednesday, and we'll have temperatures that are going to moderate a little bit. So we'll have temperatures getting up into the 40s as we head toward the middle of the week, and they're going to remain there pretty much straight through Saturday until we have a cold front move through. And that cold front is going to move through probably during the overnight hours as we move this forward here to the we actually have two cold fronts coming through. One's going to be a dry front. That's this first one right here with this first area low pressure. That's going to come through Thursday night. So Friday, you'll have Thursday will be a warmer day, mid-40s or so, and then maybe lower 40s on Friday in the wake of that front, and then right back into the middle 40s ahead of the next frontal boundary, which is Saturday. Some people were speculating that, at least to me on Twitter, that this might turn into something because a couple model runs, rogue model runs from the European model over the weekend showed something a little more significant. This is the European model I'm showing you right now, and it doesn't really have anything. There's still this, the overnight Saturday night, the cold front is going to come through, and there's a nice little piece of energy here at the base of that trough, but it looks like it may just head up too far south of the region here and out to sea, so it doesn't look like it's going to end up affecting us with anything more than a few snow showers. We have rain/snow showers in the forecast for Saturday night and early Sunday morning until this pulls away. That is a possibility. We'll keep an eye on this. This is looking at Sunday morning for far southeastern areas. So this is not what it looked like a couple days ago when we were showing that big storm there. So this is that presumed Valentine's Day storm, supposedly. We're not high on this one. I'm actually the storm signal we have listed in the long-range outlook is between the 17th and 20th. I think of a better opportunity for maybe an overrunning event in that time frame, but we'll see how that works out. But it does look like this is going to be a mainly dry week and a little bit milder than we've been used to recently. We do have to get by this morning, which we're going to have mainly cloudy skies with that light wintry mix in eastern areas. Again, this is not going to affect our central PA locations. This is just far eastern Pennsylvania, western New Jersey, central and northern New Jersey will get into this a little bit with the light freezing rain and drizzle. But this shouldn't be a huge deal. Mainly elevated surfaces, non-paved surfaces, but don't assume that the wet roads, if they do in fact get wet, are fine, okay? There could be some icing, especially on the side roads and untreated surfaces. So keep that in mind this morning as you're venturing out to work and school and things like that. I'm EPA meteorologist Bobby Marchus. That is your outlook for February 7th, 2022. Have a great Monday.